Scumbag. That might be the first word that makes it on the podcast. Well, Happy New Year, brother. We're back together after doing our awards episode separately.
Yeah.
It turned out pretty good, I think.
Did.
Yeah,
it did.
I enjoyed our guests coming back. Thanks, wife, for joining us again. But we are here. We still, it's too soon to wrap up 2023.
Right.
There's still 2023 things to discuss.
Yeah, we still have a couple things.
We missed the boat when this was like a popular trend.
Right.
Kind of intentionally so, because we had some December episodes planned that we were excited about. But it's finally time for our 2023 Spotify / Apple Music, because we use Apple Music,
right.
But everyone knows it as Spotify.
Yeah.
End of the year wrapped thing. They call it Apple Music Replay. It's the same thing.
Right.
I actually prefer Apple's because it gives you more information other than
more
just
like
your top five.
Yeah.
So I'm very interested to see how this goes for us. What category should we start with?
I don't think it matters.
I feel like artists is like a safe starting point.
So I was telling you this a little earlier.
Yeah.
I had to screenshot mine because my Apple account's bogus right
now.
So I have artists, top songs, albums, and then like genres and how many minutes played. So
cool. Yeah. Well, let's start with artists, I guess.
Right.
How many did you screenshot? I think it gives you 15. Did you do all of them?
I did. I only did top 10.
Okay, top 10. Let's do top 10.
All
That's easy enough because I think Taylor Swift made my top 15 because of the episode we did about her, but it's not really indicative of my music taste. So why don't you go ahead and start us? I went first in every category last week, so let's let you do these ones.
All right. So starting at my number 10, going up, I have Nick D. Listen to him for 917 minutes.
Okay.
It helps that he posted a new single like every single week.
Sure.
So I always wanted to catch up with whatever was new.
Yeah.
At number 9 was G-Eazy, which I'm a little shocked about with 973 minutes. I've been trying to think like, when did I even listen to him that much? And I'm thinking maybe the Minnesota trip.
Okay.
Like maybe you sent me.
I think I sent you an album maybe on your road trip.
But that's the only thing I could think of. I feel like I didn't listen to
because it wasn't even like an album year for him.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm a little confused.
Yeah.
At number 8 we have Kendrick Lamar.
Okay.
I did listen all the way through To Pimp a Butterfly and what's the other
we
one?
did Mr. Morale earlier in the year.
Yeah. So and even then like that checks out for my list. Number 7, I'm a little shocked that he's this low, but it's J. Cole with 1,136 minutes.
Okay.
I feel like I'm always listening to Cole, so at that point I was a little shocked.
Right.
Then again, he was really only on features and then listen to his old stuff. So there's a couple people that make sense that they're above.
Definitely.
One of them being Post Malone at number 6 with 1,201 minutes.
All right.
Austin came out. I tried to listen to some of his earlier work to get ready for that episode.
Yeah.
On top of that, you made me listen to Hollywood's Bleeding on that trip. So.
I had to make you give another chance. It's my favorite. So
and I can admit it's a beautiful album. Yeah. Very well done.
It was gruesome respect.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that one makes sense.
Yeah.
And then we get to the top 5. At number 5, we have Connor Price. Not surprised whatsoever. I only see him in top 10 for a while now, for years to come.
Yeah.
As long as he keeps on putting out quality music.
It's a matter of time before you guys collab. I think you're number 1 fan for him.
Dude, I've spoke to him. Me and him, I've DM'd him like tons of times.
And it's not like one way.
Yeah, no, he'll respond and everything. Like I even asked for advice not too long ago, maybe like 3 weeks ago. He posted a song. I don't remember what it was, but I was like, how do you keep the motivation going, stuff like that? And he responded, let me know. Cool. Yeah. So I have a lot of respect for him. Super 100%. Cool dude.
Like whenever I, DM 21 Savage for advice, he never responds.
I don't think you want to go to 21 for advice.
I'm just kidding.
That's comedy. But he's also in Vegas, so
local.
We
homie,
might have
so
something. Right.
Yeah.
At number 4, I'm a little shocked. We have Logic. I'm pretty sure I did listen to the Incredible True Story.
He also dropped an album this year.
Oh, that's right. He did College Park.
Yeah. He
Is
also
that what
dropped
it's
a
called?
mixtape on
Yeah.
Discord or something. I don't know what the heck that guy's doing, but he dropped something on a place that I was like, I don't even own this app. I can't listen to this.
He's having fun doing it.
I
I
respect it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm still a little shocked that he made top 5.
Yeah.
With 1,223 minutes. At number 3, I hate when this happens. This has happened like 3 times in a row. It's me. I'm number 3.
Respect. Shout out to J Mac.
I hate being in the top 5.
Monday morning.
No.
It's a vibe.
No.
You're gonna want to play it every time you start your work week.
Thanks.
Great song.
Poland.
Jonah Park sounds fantastic. I think we can both agree on that.
100%. I feel like anytime I ask Jonah to do something, he sounds amazing every single time.
Yeah.
And I'm a little jealous, but we won't talk about that. At number 2, we have Eminem. Not surprised whatsoever.
All right.
Have 1,617 minutes.
Impressive.
And at number 1, it helps that he had an album this year, but it is an F with 1,811 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I also look back at some of his older stuff, getting ready for the new album and whatnot.
Sure.
But
super cool.
Yeah,
so
a couple surprises.
We didn't do an overall total, or I didn't ask you anyways. Did you screenshot your overall minutes total?
Yeah, so we talked about this a little bit way when it first came out, but you have a lot more than I do. I know that. But I have a total of 46,112 minutes.
Okay. So I'm not too far in front of you. I had 59,669. So just shy of 60,000, which I feel like is a healthy number. I feel like I don't have constant music playing and everything. Like I don't need music to do every single thing.
Yeah.
But I enjoy a healthy amount of music. And like a diverse amount.
Yeah.
So.
And I mean, it probably helps your minutes out a lot more, especially when you're like studying.
Oh yeah, and
school. So
there's things in this that it's like this is study music.
Yeah. So it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah.
Cool. Well, I'll do my top 10 artists. Number 10, 21 Savage.
Okay.
I don't really know where that comes from. I think he was on the title of a couple of the Metro Boomin songs from the end of last year. So I think that's part of it. I also listened to a healthy amount of Savage Mode, like working out. I just love the Metro production with his voice. 9 and 8, these are the study music. It's Ludwig Göransson and Hans Zimmer, composers, movie scores. That's what I go to for because I really enjoy movie scores.
Yeah.
But they're very mellow and very background oriented as they are. So it's like perfect for studying for me. So those are my 2 at 8 and 9. At 7, a little surprised, but not really all that much because I enjoyed this artist a lot later in the year.
Yeah.
Drake with 1,400 minutes. So these other ones these are all over 1,000, but Drake was 1,400, so a little bit higher than those guys. 6th, Metro Boomin.
Yep.
1,500 minutes. Spider-Verse soundtrack. He dropped at the end of last year.
Yeah.
Just had a healthy amount of him in rotation.
Absolutely.
Almost always. In 5th, we're into the top 5 here. I had Black with 1,700 minutes. So I think it's mostly all from this new album, which is impressive to me, but I loved it a lot. Listened through it, several times and enjoyed that a lot.
Right.
4th, someone that has not been like my favorite artist in my lifetime, but the last 3 years has just been consistently in my top 5.
Yeah.
Kanye West.
Wow.
With 2,008.
Holy.
Yeah. So a lot of Kanye West. I told you earlier this year, I think this is why he's so high this year. In like January or February, I just said, I'm going to listen through his whole discography.
Oh, that's right.
So I started College Dropout all the way up through Donda. Yeah. And so I think because of that, and I also have like some of his stuff in like gym playlists or, here and there.
Did you have to listen through Donda twice when we had to do the...
No, it ended up coinciding.
Oh, really?
Bit. So, because I kind of had a feeling we'd been talking about it, and so I was like, I'm gonna hold off on this one and then count that as I listen. Because Donda's a long list. It's good, but it's a long listen.
Yeah.
3rd, Travis Scott. We're getting up into some outrageous numbers here. 3,500 minutes,
dude.
3,500 minutes. I did listen through a couple of his early projects before Utopia came out, but most of it I think is just Utopia's been in heavy rotation because it's a very playable one for me. I can
Yeah.
just listen to it and enjoy it. Almost every song that I enjoy, you can work out to, you can play in the car. So like it's just a lot of music that's very playable to
Yeah,
me.
absolutely.
Number two, someone that's been here ever since 2016 in my top three, at least, if not my top two every year. Post Malone,
Makes
3,600
sense.
minutes.
Holy.
Yeah, lots of Post Malone. Again, just a very playable artist for me.
Yeah.
Like I can come back to a lot of it. Austin's not so much like a gym album, but
Yeah.
he has a lot of that kind of music in his discography
Right.
too. So I enjoy that.
Hold on, I want to try to guess your, because I know who your number one is,
Yeah.
but I want to guess
Yeah.
the minutes.
So it's Morgan Wallen.
Yeah.
We can expect that.
100%.
Morgan Wallen.
And
Give me a guess for the
it's
minutes.
easily over 4,000.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's gonna be like 42:36.
Higher.
47.
Higher.
You're like 49?
Higher.
You're over 5,000 minutes of this man?
Higher.
Over 6?
Yeah. So over 6,000 minutes.
6,392 minutes.
Pretty close. 6,431 minutes. So I mean, it's just like I said. I've said this time and again, I played one thing at a time nonstop from year start to year finish.
That's fair.
After that came out, I wasn't a big fan of his before, but I'd listened to his music before and I was like, I really like this one.
Yeah.
Why didn't I like the other ones? So I did listen through his other albums in his discography as well.
Okay.
But yeah, it's like 99% of this is just one thing at a time was played virtually daily since it came out.
That's insane.
Like even today, you know.
Oh, I know.
We're in next year.
Yeah.
So
one of the songs we listened to coming back
Mm-hmm.
was Morgan Wallen.
yeah. 100%. And
see, like that, it makes sense though too. Even like minus the going back to his discography, like
yeah,
it is such a good album. Like I feel like you don't have to be super heavy even into country.
mm-hmm.
Like me, like I do enjoy that album quite a bit.
Sure.
But it's not something that
it's not like
I look for. Yeah, but it's
for sure.
It's solid. So I do understand that.
Yeah, honestly, I might do top 15 songs just to get some diversity because there's so much of one thing at a time in there.
How many?
There's a little bit of diversity, but I might do a top 15.
Do you how many songs off that album do you have in your top songs? 5?
No.
More?
Yeah, there's
7.
7.
Gosh.
7 of 10.
That's ridiculous.
But to be frank, it's because I loved a lot of singles this year.
Yeah.
There weren't a lot of singles that themselves had a ton of replay value for me. And that's why. Like I like Doomsday was my number one song of the year.
Okay.
And I enjoyed it, but it's not like a song that I would listen to every day, or like a lot of the album was just in shuffle for me every day.
That's fair. All right. So with songs, real quick, for artists, it tells us how many total artists we listen to. I ended up getting 817 different artists.
Okay. How many? You outdid me. I had 668.
Oh, wow.
So we're both up there.
Yeah. It probably helps that I listen to these TikTok up and coming artists, like trying to figure out who is who. So
definitely. I feel like my music taste is like deceivingly not diverse. Like it seems like I listen to a lot of different music, but I really don't.
It's probably because of you that I am even able to get up to that many people.
Yeah.
Because that's ridiculous. Well, anyways, so now into the top songs.
Yeah. How many did you listen to?
I listened to, so I'm missing 10 through 6.
Oh, that's all right. You have 15 through 11?
I have 15 through 11 and then 5 through 1. So
let's do that.
Oops. I ended up listening to 3,324 total songs.
Okay, nice. I had 2,907. So just a little short of that.
That's so crazy to me. Anyways, so I guess my top 10 is now in scrambles, shambles, all
like
the above.
A miscellaneous top 15.
Yeah.
10 of your top 15.
Man, that makes me sad. I don't know. How did I miss that? Let me check real quick. Yep, nope, I don't have it. Okay. So at 15, we have Violet by Connor Price and Killa.
That's a good one.
It's a great song.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite gym songs.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think I like the feature more than Connor's verse. Not even saying that it's
super cool,
a bad verse, but
yeah,
it's catchy. I love the instrumental. It's a great song.
Agreed.
At 14, I have it's called EGOT. It is another Connor Price song. It's another like upbeat, um, great
He's just
mindset.
100% good time music. Like
Yeah,
the more
it's
I think about it, it's
right.
just such good time music. I
It's
love it.
and it's even cooler because like obviously I know a lot about his discography and he has a lot of like sad songs, mellow songs.
Sure.
Like it's very diverse, but he is really good at coming up with these like super catchy choruses and like finding different
Yeah.
ways, not to even just be popular, but like to get different artists. So like the reason he has this dude named Killa is he does this thing called spin the globe. He'll spin a globe and then point at wherever
Right.
and finds
And
an
find
artist from that
others.
country. It's
Yeah.
it's super cool.
Super cool.
Um, but yeah, EGOT's a great song, just himself. Um, and then at 13, so 13, 14, and 15 all have the same amount of plays. They both all three have 33 plays.
Okay.
But it's Remember the Name by Ed Sheeran and then Eminem and 50 Cent.
Interesting.
It's one of my favorite songs,
It's
honestly.
such an interesting collab.
It's so
It
weird.
doesn't seem like it should fit.
Yeah, no, that entire album is so random.
I
But
guess not really, because Ed Sheeran's on other Eminem songs.
yeah,
But
but
still,
but at the time, this was like maybe their second song
yeah,
together.
it
But
still is a weird collab, even though they
even
have like 3 songs
throwing 50
together.
Cent in there was just so random, I feel like. But it's cool. It pumps me up.
Yeah.
At number 12, I have Supernova by Nick D and Loveless. Great vocals. Just a great song in general. At 11, 11 and 12 both have the same amount of plays at 34. But I thought this one would be a lot higher, but it's Amari, J. Cole off
Yeah.
of whatever that song's
Off
called. Or
season.
yep, that's it. It's my favorite song off that album, hands down.
Hey, when your family turn into foes.
That's all. I get so hyped with that part. I was listening to it last night. It was great. At number 5, I have Rockstar in His Prime by Juice World with 37 plays.
Underrated cut.
Yeah, and like I didn't even start listening to this one probably until like a little over halfway through the year. Like it just played in my shuffle and started getting hyped. I was like, I need to listen to this one more. This is amazing. So I've been doing that.
Yeah.
Number 4 with 38 plays. It's a throwback, but Everybody Talks by Neon Trees.
That's a W, to be honest.
It's such a good song.
I went on a Neon Trees bender really this year.
Right.
W picks. Whole discography is underrated. Like I wouldn't say they're like the best alternative band,
but they're so good.
And it's just such like again vibe, fun time music.
It's very upbeat, up tempo. I listened to that. That was one of the songs I had to listen to on a road trip, like 1 or 2, 3 times. Like and it was usually going through the gorge. Sure. I'd throw that on and I would just be cruising through the gorge and just having a grand old time. But yeah, definitely one of my favorite songs. At number 3, another one of my favorites with 41 plays is RNP, Corday and Anderson .Paak. I think it's one of their best collabs. I hope to see more from the two of them. I think they're great together.
Their 2 Tens collab was solid too.
Yeah,
I agree that's the better one of the
absolutely. Two. But nonetheless, that is a solid song. At number 2, we have Swing by Connor Price and Nick D. I think this is not their best, but one of their best collabs together. Yeah. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of good wordplay, and you could just tell it's just to have a good time. And my number 1 is a song that you showed me. Okay, I guess these are both technically my number 1. They both have 42. Yeah. Okay. But it's a song you showed me, and what really got me onto loving him way more than I already did. But Jaden Hustler, Sober. Okay. I still listen to that song.
That's a good one.
Like way too much, honestly. Like yeah, but I love that song.
Great picks.
Yeah.
So I mean, honestly, I wouldn't say any surprises, but like interesting. Like the Juice World pick, it was especially like not a super new album or song from him, but an underrated cut, I think.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely. So I'm just really bummed that I didn't have
your
10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
10
like, what even is that?
Yeah. Well, I'll run through my 15 real quick because top 10's too boring. 15th is Goodbyes by Post Malone and Young Thug.
Solid song.
This year, it's grown on me. I think it's a top 5 song for him in his discography. Super good. He played it acoustic at his concert, and I think it's even better that way.
Yeah.
14th, Adonis Interlude, J. Cole and Dr. Dre. Love this one. It's just so hype, energetic. 13th is Me to Me by Morgan Wallen. A super kind of just fun country track. Like,
it's a good one.
Just super catchy.
Yeah.
There's nothing else that I can say about it. Hollywood's Bleeding by Post Malone, the title track. This one comes up a lot in the gym for me.
Mhm.
And I think like the shuffle algorithm isn't very good because it just brings up the songs that I listen to a lot, but it's so good that I just let it play every time it comes on.
You don't skip it.
It gets me energetic for sure. 11th is Talk Back by Black. Nice. One of the singles off of his album. Love that one. Love the energy on it. Number 10, one of my favorites on this album, Hope That's True by Morgan Wallen. Super sarcastic, breakup song. Like, he's using the words that people say in their breakups, like when a girl's like, you're never gonna find someone like me, and he's like, I hope that's true. Like, I don't hate you, but like, I hope that's true.
Right.
Super good one. Next is 9th. All of these top 10 have over 90 plays, by the way.
Holy.
9th, One Thing at a Time, the title track by Morgan Wallen.
Yeah.
Super catchy, enjoyable song. 8th is one that I probably wish I would have ranked a little higher in my end of the year list, but it's 98 Braves by Morgan Wallen. I think it's the best written song on the album.
Cool.
It's very beautiful. 7th, Days That End in Y by Morgan Wallen. Yep. Maybe there's listeners that don't know the names of all these songs, but I just feel like I'm saying Morgan Wallen so often. That one did make it in my top 10 for the year. 6th, little diversity here.
Okay.
This one has 99 plays. It's a single called The Best Part of Life by St. John. Super, super well-written song. I don't really know what the meaning of it is because he's not like married or dating anyone, but it's like a very relationship-oriented song.
Cool.
Saying like the best part of life is that I'm with you for forever.
Interesting.
So kind of interesting, but like I vibe with it. He sounds really cool on it, does a lot of unique vocal stuff. 5th, again, diversity here. Niagara Falls, Travis Scott, Metro Boomin, and 21 Savage.
That's a great song.
It's a great song. Travis kills the chorus. I'm not the biggest fan of his verse, but 21's verse makes up for it with the Michael Vick line.
Yeah.
Now we're into top 4. All of these have over 100 plays. Stadiums, St. John and London on the Track. This is another one that's just always on in the gym for me. I love the energy on it. 3, your favorite Morgan Wallen song, Last Night.
Yeah.
Just song of the summer. I think
it's
like
great.
We're talking any genre, everyone can admit that was like the song of the summer this year.
Yeah.
Number 2, I think this one's so high because it's also my wife's favorite song of the year. It's Tennessee Fan by Morgan Wallen. And number 1 is by this same artist. I don't need to say his name again because I've said it like a million times. It's Cowgirls with Ernest.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the best on the album, and that's why it's not in like my top 10 of the year, but it's such just like a vibe track for me.
100%.
Like, it's just really enjoyable, really playable.
Yeah.
And so for that reason, I came back to it a lot.
Yeah, it's a solid song. I do like that one.
All right. Album time.
How many albums did you have?
I had 242.
So you beat me on this one. I had 158.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm an albums guy.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So this is where I'm really shocked.
So
I don't understand.
I think let me say this about albums because I think I figured out how Apple does their albums.
Okay.
And it's not in like the album. They don't do it by the albums that you play the most songs from, but it only counts if you play a song by going through the album that way. If that makes sense.
You have to go
if it's on
into the album.
If it's on your playlist or in your library and it comes up on shuffle and you listen through it, it doesn't count it based on that. If you click on like, so for example, like Guts is 14th for me by Olivia Rodrigo. I listened to this album 2.5 times for our review of it, not because it was an enjoyable album.
Right.
And because of that, because I went through album wise and clicked on the album and then clicked on the songs, because of that, it's in my top 15.
Okay, that makes sense.
Whereas others are not.
That makes a lot more sense because starting out, my number 10 is Rush by Maneskin.
Okay.
So I was like,
it should be
what?
higher.
It should be way higher. Like I listen to their songs frequently.
Yeah,
still.
definitely.
But nonetheless, it had 27 plays.
Okay.
At number 9, still one of my favorite albums and probably my favorite of his, but it's In Loving Memory by Black Bear with 32.
W.
At number 8, I'm surprised it reached 8 so quickly. But the first time, The Kid Laroi, 37 plays.
Yeah. I think it's because it's a lengthy album and we did it for our review.
Probably. So. But like if we're talking going through from the album, I feel like I didn't do it, 37, at least get 37 listens through. Or maybe I'm just not understanding.
Yeah, so it counts a play for each song that plays. So
okay.
like if the Kid Laroi has 17 songs and you play the album twice, it'll give you 34.
Yep. Okay. That makes a lot of sense.
Yep. Math makes sense.
Now it makes sense why he's there.
Yeah.
Okay. At number 7, Back to the Cul-de-Sac, me, Ty, and Mikey.
A great album, to be honest.
It's a lot of fun.
It's a fun vibe.
Yeah. I still hate being in my own top 10. At number 6, I guess this is tied with my number 7. But One Thing at a Time, Morgan Wallen.
Okay.
Not surprised at all.
Yeah.
At number 5, we have Nick D and Connor Price, Till Next Time. It was a cool collab album. Found a lot of fun songs that they were able to do together. At number 4, we have NF's Hope with 42 plays. Still listen to it in the gym.
Yeah.
There's a couple tracks that I find a lot of fun. Those being like Careful, and I think Pandemonium is a solid song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Top 3, we have For All the Dogs, Drake, 44 plays.
It's because it's a long album and we did it for a review.
And I'm pretty sure I listened to it twice. But even then, like,
it has its redemptive quality.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I can say I enjoyed the album.
Okay.
I'm at the point where I'm like, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with that album. It's not his best work, but man, it's way better than what I've been listening to for a minute by him. So so for that, I'm thankful. At number 2 with 56 plays, we have Utopia. Pretty sure I listened to this one 3 times all the way through.
Yeah.
But I'm for it. I've been thinking about listening to the entire thing again. It's such a good album.
Nice.
Number 1 is Austin by Post Malone with 62 plays.
Wow.
I don't know why, actually.
It's super playable.
Yeah.
That's why. You can just go to the album and listen to any of the songs and it's a kind of a vibe.
Yeah. But I don't like doing the whole go to the album and I just Yeah. And I know that one, like, I'm pretty sure I listened to it twice.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have over 30 songs on it,
Yeah.
So now I'm wondering, how often did I actually go to the actual album?
Yeah.
But
because like mine are a lot of albums we reviewed and then albums that I enjoyed enough to just go to the album itself and hit shuffle. Like I just want to hear this artist.
Right.
I'm cool with anything.
Yeah.
So my number 10 is Mammoth 2 by Wolfgang Van Halen.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that one a lot. And this one's a short album, but I did come back to it a lot and just like hit shuffle and listen to whatever was on. 9th was an album that early in the year was one of my favorites because there wasn't a whole lot out. It was Lovesick by Don Toliver.
Okay.
8th, because it's so blasted long and we had to do a review on it, Donda, Kanye West. 7th is The First Time by the Kid Laroi.
Yep.
6th is Pink Tape, Lil Uzi Vert. 5th, I have, I don't know how, Scarlet by Doja Cat.
What the?
4th is For All the Dogs by Drake. And that one has 46 plays. So we're getting up into the higher numbers here.
Yeah.
3rd is Austin's Post Malone's Austin.
Yeah.
It could go either way.
Yeah.
It's self-titled. 59 plays. 2nd, Utopia by Travis Scott with 115 plays. Yeah. It was one of those. And then in 1st, One Thing at a Time by Morgan Wallen, 144 plays.
Holy crap, man.
To be fair, That means I went through the album like 4 times.
Yeah.
Because it's like what, 36 songs or something ridiculous.
Yeah, it's so
So,
blasted long.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's those are my albums.
Yeah.
But
That's
I
crazy.
think the way Apple does albums is misleading.
Yeah. Because I feel like there'd be like I feel like my list would be a lot different if it just counted
total plays.
right.
Yeah.
I feel like that's way
I
easier.
agree.
So last thing that I guess is even notable, but what's your 5 top genres?
So my 5th is R&B,
Mhm.
soul. 4th, alternative.
Mhm.
3rd, pop. 2nd, country, and 1st, hip hop.
Wow. So ours is quite similar actually.
Really?
Yeah. Mine being number 5 R&B and soul, 4 being alternative. This is where it changes up, but 3rd is rap, 2nd is pop, 1st is hip hop. So
Okay, interesting.
yeah,
Super cool.
I'm for it.
Honestly, I feel like I wasn't surprised going through. I feel like you can't be surprised going through your own Wrapped because you kind of know what's been in
Right.
rotation.
Yeah.
But
there's somewhere I feel like, because
you're like,
a year's a long time.
Yeah, you're like, I didn't realize I listened to this that much.
Right. Yeah. Like,
yeah,
especially early in the year, it's like, you get from February to November, and you're like, oh, I forgot I even listened to that
yeah,
that many times.
sure. Yeah, I mean, and as far as yours go, what I'm more impressed by is that I wasn't really shocked by any of yours.
Yeah.
I will say I'm still a little blown away by the Juice WRLD pick. I knew you were a fan of Juice WRLD. I didn't know you like were playing the man top 10 of the year.
But you got to remember, like, I don't. There are obviously times where I'll go out of my way to find a song, like, oh, I remember the song, I'm gonna listen to it, and that did happen with that song sometimes. But a majority of the time, I'm not looking for music. I will shuffle until I'm like, okay, this is a good starting point.
Yeah.
I'm cool where I'm at. Let me just listen.
Yeah.
And I could be listening to something off of Scarlet, and then the next minute I'm listening to Three Doors Down, Kryptonite. Like, just out of the blue. So I don't ever go out of my way to find music.
So it's more a testament of how Apple or just streaming doesn't have a great shuffle algorithm and brings up the same songs, but you like it enough that you're like, this is cool. I'm
cool
for
listening. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Maybe I need to fix my music listening skills. Maybe I should look to find songs I actually want to listen to. Oh, this is just so much work.
Yeah,
like,
I have a whole
I
have a whole ordeal and system
Dude,
of how I listen to music.
I tried to do it your way, and I think I stopped like really before I even started.
Yeah.
I was like, nah.
It's just because I cycle so much through.
Yeah.
Like there's albums that I love that are like top 5 albums all time to me, or like my favorite albums ever, that I haven't listened to in like 3 years.
Yeah. See, I think my problem is because I'll look through all of my songs and I have probably a couple thousand.
Yeah.
And I want to put everything in one album. Or not album, sorry, in one
playlist.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, well, I can't do that, or else it's just shuffle. So I'm like, let me just continue what I do.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, I think that wraps up 2023. As far as I know, I don't think we have any more content that we're going to cover in the next couple weeks. Yeah. But let us know in the comments what else we took, what music we listened to way too much that you hate.
Yeah.
If anyone's willing to watch through this episode and leave a comment, I guarantee it's going to be the Morgan Wallen pick that people get mad about, because I'll be frank, I listened to it way too much. I really did. Like, I can acknowledge that.
Hey, but you enjoyed
it. But I'm not going to take it back. I'm not going to do it differently, but I can acknowledge it's way too much.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that could be commented is, oh, there's no Taylor Swift.
Yeah. There's always something like that. To be fair, Olivia Rodrigo and Taylor Swift were in my top artists. Well, yeah, Taylor Swift was in my top artist because we did like that blasted 12-hour listen of her discography.
That's gotta have been like my lowest point in 2023. Like, hands down.
Oh my gosh. It was I will say there's like stuff in there I enjoy.
Oh yeah.
But one person's voice that isn't like one of my favorite artists for that long was just too much.
It was way too much.
But
feel
then
like you
Guts
shouldn't
Guts
listen to
made it in
12
my top
hours.
albums of the year, like 14, because I listened to it twice.
Yeah. I feel like if I saw my 15, like I feel like they'd both be in there,
Yeah.
Olivia and Taylor. But
Well, or if you don't want to roast us, let us know what your most listened to
Yeah.
songs and albums and artists
Absolutely.
were, or who we should check out if we didn't put certain people on the radar.
Yeah.
That's all I got for this episode. Until next week when we discuss some Marvel.
Let's do it.
Marvel time.
It's pizza time.